Hi, I'm Gary White for Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television. I'm here with
Dorothy White, and we're here for Relatively Speaking.
That's
and
right.
We've got lots of relatives here joining us today, mothers and daughters.
That's right. We have 3 sets of mothers and daughters and 1 set of a grandmother and granddaughter. And we're going to see how well they all know each other.
That makes it really special. And I understand we have a birthday today, too.
Exactly. In our second team here, which you're going to meet in a minute, Janet Blair is her birthday today. So happy birthday. But let's introduce our 4 sets of participants for today's show. And for team number 1, I have Stephanie McMillan. Here is the daughter. And Stephanie, tell us a little about yourself.
I'm Stephanie McMillan from Springfield, Kentucky, and I'm the Director of Tourism.
Okay, and we have with you your mother, and introduce your mother for us.
My mother is Toshko McMillan, and she's been my mother all my life.
And that's a good thing, right? Tell us a little about yourself.
Myself?
Yes.
Well, I'm retired and live in the Bluffsville, in the boondock.
How long?
Dog. Oh, I've been there. I have the farm about over 20 years, but since my husband passed away 3 years ago, I just moved over there permanently.
Okay, fantastic. Do you think you know your daughter really well?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, well, we're going to find out, right? That's right. And they are team number 1. And team number 2, we have the birthday girl and her daughter. And tell us, you are Jennifer Mattingly, right?
Yes, Jennifer Mattingly. I'm from here in Bardstown, and I work at Loretta Lumber Company.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, you did, right? How long have you lived in
She got off
Bardstown?
saying just that little bit of stuff.
Okay, introduce your mother.
Any further questioning? Janet Blair, today is her birthday. We were here for lunch, and my sister screenshotted the debut of the TV show, so I called you and signed us up and brought her here kicking and screaming.
And it's a great birthday present, isn't it, Janet?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is a lovely birthday present.
It will be.
Now, we want to mention that we are recording this at Mammy's Kitchen. We're actually in their private dining room, the barn area here at the Mammy's Kitchen. And 2 of our teams have close connections to Mammy's Kitchen as well, and Dorothy's going to introduce them for us.
They do actually have very close connections, so we'll go ahead and start with Francie.
I'm Francie. My mom is Mammy, and I help run the business with her.
And how many years have you been here?
10 years.
10 years, my goodness. Okay, and I have a very special guest today. You have your grandmother with you. Do you want to introduce her?
My grandmother, Teresa Thomas.
And Teresa, did you want to share anything with us?
Well, I'm Teresa Thomas. I live here in Bardstown. I'm from Marion County.
Okay. All right, and now we have one of our youngest contestants I think we've ever had, Gary. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us your name first?
My name is Emery Newton. Mammy's my grandma, and sometimes I work here.
And have I seen you on her cooking show? Yes, I thought you looked familiar. And you're here with your mom today, right? Okay. You want to introduce her?
Her name is Robin Thomas.
Okay. And Robin, do you have anything you'd like to share?
I'm the general manager here at Mammy's, and it's been about 13 years that I've been here. So, Francie, so it's been about 12, 13 for you. And that's about it.
Okay, I think we've got a great group of ladies with us here today, and I know they know each other really well. So, Gary, you want to start with our first question?
Absolutely. So how the game works is we're going to start the first round. We're going to ask questions of the daughters, and the daughters are going to write down their answers on their clipboards that they have. And then we're going to ask the mother to vocalize that answer and hope that it matches whatever the daughter wrote down, okay? And if they get it right, it's worth 5 points, okay? So that's how we're going to start off. The final question is a 2-parter. If they get 1 part right, it's 5 points. If they get both parts right, it's 15. So it's an opportunity to kind of catch up if you fall behind, right? But we're not going to have that happen. Everybody's going to know everybody, right? Okay, so let's get started with the
You're
first
just going to
question.
write down your answer.
And in the back row, this is for you, okay? So our daughters, I'm going to ask you this question. You write down your answer. Mothers, please keep quiet until we ask you to give us your answer, okay? But the first question is, what trait did you inherit from your mother or grandmother, as the case may be? So what trait, what do you do that you think you inherited from your mother, okay?
Sometimes that can be a tough one, and sometimes it can be real easy.
That's right. And I'm sure it's all good. Everything's good that you got from your mother, but we'll see if the mother agrees.
And that's it. Try to think like what your mom would say, what trait that you picked up from her.
Exactly. Okay. So we had the back rows writing their answers for us.
Okay.
And we're hoping that they're going to match to the first row, okay? So everybody in the back row, are you ready? Are you ready down there, Emery? Okay. All right. Why don't you start down there with your team number 4, with Robin's going to give the first answer, okay?
Okay. And again, I think we should read the question one more time. What trait did you inherit from your mother, and what is your lovely daughter going to say?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe positivity.
Is that what you wrote? Absolutely. Good job.
All right.
Very good.
She's always positive. You know, that is a wonderful, and you know what? That is a wonderful trait to pass along to your daughter, too. I know.
Trait, like personality, or what trait?
Okay, we're ready?
Very good. Good job.
Okay,
Very good. So that's
great
5
job.
points.
So the 5 points already. All right.
Absolutely. Very
so
good.
let's go along to
Okay.
our second contestant.
Yes, so we
And-
have Teresa.
And what trait did she pick up from you?
I think her personality.
Her crazy and kind side.
I think that's kind of personality. Well, Gary gives the ultimate answer. So, Gary, what do you think?
We'll give it to you.
Okay.
We'll start it off
Okay.
well. How's that
Okay.
sound? Is that your personality? Are you crazy? And kind. That's good. That's
And
a good
kind.
thing.
And that's
Very
a good way to be.
Okay, very good. So we have 2 so far.
All right.
We're going to move along here, and we have Janet. What trait do you think Jennifer inherited from you?
Oh, well, I'd say love of family.
Okay. Love of family.
That's what she says on film. That's not what she says any other time.
All the good ones. All the good ones is her answer. So, and I'm sure that's true as well. But they don't
All the
match.
good ones.
But that's a good one. Okay. Now, we have the question is, what trait, characteristic do you think Stephanie inherited from you? What would you say?
There's a lot of things. I think taste on the food.
Food. Okay. So, what'd you say?
Cooking.
That's a good one. Yep, that
Cooking.
goes. Food. Very good. Good
All
job.
right. That's
Very
why
good.
Gary's the judge.
Yes.
That's why Gary is the judge.
I think they match.
He
So that's
has done,
good.
relatively speaking, for how many years now, Gary? You've done this quite a few years.
Yes, our first one doing this was about 15 years ago.
Okay.
So
Oh my
we've
gosh.
been doing them off and on for many, many years. And our first one was with sisters. The first, relatively speaking, we did was with sets of sisters, see how well
Yeah.
sisters knew each other.
Well, I just
So-
remember last spring that when we did the twins, that was
right.
a really fun one too.
Yes, they were
So-
sisters as well, sets of twins that we
Sets
just
of
did
twins
at
we
the
did, and that
Bardstown
was
Arts and
fun.
Crafts Fair. That was fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's real cute. It's real cute.
Yes, that was fun.
Okay, so we are ready
Okay.
for question number 2.
Right, we're going to go to question number 2.
And do you want me to do that one?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Question number 2. How much did the tooth fairy used to leave you? When the
Okay.
tooth fairy left money underneath your pillow, how much did the tooth fairy used to leave you? Now, surely your mom knows this, right?
I'm sure they conspired, the tooth fairy and the mothers. So this is our question number 2, and again, it's worth 5 points. So right now we have, after question 1, we have 5 points for each of them. The birthday girl doesn't have her 5 points yet, but I'm sure she's going to get this
she's
time.
gonna get it
That's
this
right.
time, though.
And
She's
how about
gonna
we
get
start
this
at this
time.
end this time?
Sure.
For question number 2, and again, it is how much money did the tooth fairy leave when you had the tooth fairy visit? Okay, and what would you say? How much money did the tooth fairy leave?
Quarter.
Okay. A quarter, right.
All
Very
right.
good. Good job.
All right. We
So
have
another
the right
one.
answer.
Very good. Very good. Okay. And we're going to move on down the line. Okay, Janet. When the tooth fairy came to visit, how much money did Jennifer get?
$1.
$1. What a generous tooth fairy. Okay.
A quarter, maybe 50 cents.
If you lost 2. Okay. All right. Move on down the line.
Well, and as we get older, sometimes those things are kind of hard to remember too. So,
Inflation
okay, let's
sounds
go
like
ahead.
it.
Now, Grandma was probably in on this. If I know her, she was probably in on this. So you need to say, how much do you think the Tooth Fairy left?
I'm going to say $1.
$1.
I was going to say $1, but since you're my grandmother, I figured you would have left me $5.
Okay. Well, that makes it really special because Mom probably would have left you $1. So, okay. All right. So we have one more down here, Robin.
$1.
$5.
Five.
All right. You know, it is.
It just depends on the tooth.
Yes.
I know. Depends on the
Those
tooth.
wisdom tooth will get a lot of money.
And sometimes it depends how much change you have in your purse. So that makes a difference too. So we've got but that was a tough one.
But Robin, now you know the expectation. Okay, great. So we had 2 of them that got the questions right there, and 2 that didn't get it. So right now we're moving along to question number 3. Question number 3. Okay. What is the best piece of advice that your mother has ever given you?
Oh, that's a good one, Gary. That's a good one.
What is the best piece of advice that your mother has ever given you? Or grandmothers, because grandmothers are very wise, right? So we're going to let the ladies in the back row write down their answer. Again, this is Relatively Speaking with mothers and daughters and grandmothers and granddaughters here on Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television. And we are going through our first round with our daughters answering the questions. Does everybody have their answer?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And I think I'm going to start here with team number 2.
Okay.
Maybe we can make that points now.
We'll see how that goes, right? And actually, I need to start over here with you, Janet. What is the best advice that you had ever given to Jennifer? I'm sure it was all wise.
I'm sure. But I just have to pick the right one. Just be yourself and be happy.
Okay, so be yourself and be happy. And Jennifer, what did you say?
Trust in God.
Both really good
yes.
answers.
All of
Both
that is
really
good
good
advice.
answers.
It doesn't match, but it's
It
good
doesn't
advice.
match, but it's good
Said
advice.
is good too. She did teach me
It
that
is.
too.
It is.
Do you remember her saying that?
Who's going to like it or not? Oh yes, for
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
She
Well-
probably wishes now I didn't take the advice so well.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move down here to team number 1. And what is the best advice that you ever gave to Stephanie?
Keep yourself clean.
Keep yourself clean. Very good. That is very good advice.
Good advice.
As well.
It is good advice.
In many environments. So, what is your answer?
Wear sunscreen.
That's very good advice too.
It is very good advice.
On a day like today.
Unfortunately, not correct, but
Exactly.
very, very good. So
Very
you want me
wise.
to move down here?
Yes,
then
if you
and
could
do
get
our
the
second
2 down
team?
there for us,
Okay.
please.
And do you remember the question? Okay. And what's your answer?
To always be honest.
Always be honest. That's a very good piece of advice. And does it match, Francis?
I put to always say your prayers and be kind.
Again, very good advice, but does not match. Does not match. Okay, now, I bet you know your mom pretty well, and I bet she's giving you some really good advice. So let's see if her advice is going to match what you put down.
To always be kind.
To always brush to how to brush my teeth.
How to brush my teeth.
That's
You know,
good, too.
it is hard. It is hard because moms give so much good advice, and grandmas give
right.
so much good advice. So that really is a tough one to narrow it down and
Yes.
make those match.
And
so
with clean teeth, you're more likely to get that $5 for a tooth fairy. That's a good thing.
So at least we're all even.
Yes.
All even
Actually-
on that particular question.
I think that was a case of there was so much good advice that they passed along that it's hard to
Yes.
pick out just one, right?
It is hard, and it's hard to know which one that the daughters have thought was the most important advice that the mom ever gave too.
So now we're going to move on to question number 4.
Okay.
And do you have that for us, Dorothy?
I do. Number 4 is, where is the last place that the two of you vacationed together? So think about that for a minute.
Yes. That's a good one.
It is a good one.
We're recording this on the coldest day in like 2 decades.
But we're in a beautiful, warm, snuggly room back here in the private dining room at Mammy's with the beautiful fireplace behind us. And it makes you feel warm and cozy just being in here.
It makes you think of good places to go.
It does.
So hopefully this was a good one. And we have the back row has all their answers down.
Does everybody have an answer down?
You want to start with us for over there?
Oh, okay, we will. Okay, so we will start with Robin. Where is the last place that the two of you vacationed?
Well, we just went to Nashville to see a concert, so hopefully that's what she chose.
Okay.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, good job.
Right.
Good
we
job.
have a winner. Our very first one is a winner.
Absolutely, good job.
So this may be a little bit more difficult because Grandma doesn't always get to go, which is totally unfair. But where did the last place that you vacationed with Francie?
Florida.
Florida.
Florida is the answer.
Florida, good job. Very good.
All right, we got this team down here is going good.
People remember their trips.
Let's see how that's going to go down at your end, Gare.
Okay. Okay, we're going to go with Janet and Jennifer here. And Janet, where's the last place you vacationed together?
The last one we went to together was Pigeon Forge.
Okay. And you said?
Gatlinburg.
We'll give
Gatlinburg, all right.
Very good.
All right.
Yes, we'll
all
give
right,
that to
high
you.
five.
Good job. Okay, we're going to try and make it a home run for everybody
unanimous,
having it,
okay?
Okay, where's the last place you vacationed together? No pressure.
She took me so many places. Charleston.
Okay. And?
It's Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg. Okay. Well, they're close.
And being the tourism director, she probably goes a lot of different places, so it's hard to keep track of her.
Exactly. Does she take you a lot of the places that she goes for tourism?
Not with her job. It's just
yes, she takes you around. That's good. Yeah. That's very nice. Okay, now let's move on to question number 5. This is a multiple choice question, okay? So the question is, if your mother could win one of the following awards, which one would it be? Would she rather win an Oscar, a Pulitzer Prize, an Olympic medal, or a Nobel Prize? Okay? So
that's going to be a tough one too, Gary.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say Mother of the Year, but that's all right.
Well, I'm sure she's already won that. But if she could win, would she rather win an Oscar? Is she a really good actress? A Pulitzer, an Olympic medal, or a Nobel Prize? Okay? Does everybody have their answer on this one?
Everybody has their answer? You want to start at your end then, Gary?
I will start down here.
Okay.
Okay. Did you hear those 4 options? Which prize, which award would you rather have? An Oscar, a Pulitzer, an Olympic medal? No, this is for you. What would you like to have? Yes, this is all yours. After you win, you get to give the speech, too. So an Oscar, a Pulitzer, an Olympic medal, or a Nobel Prize? What would you like?
Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize. Okay. For what?
Novel.
Oh, for novel. Okay. Well, it's good stories. How about, what did you say?
A Pulitzer.
Okay, for a novel.
For a novel.
It was close.
It was close. It was very close.
Very close. Okay, we're going to go down to Janet. What would you like of those 4 options? What would make you most excited to win?
Oscar.
Oscar. Okay. Would you like to be an actress? We could put you on a TV show, too.
Well, sure.
Okay, and what did you say?
Pulitzer.
A Pulitzer. Well, we have Pulitzer on the mind down on this end. That's a good thing, right? Okay. See what your daughters think about you. They think you're worthy of winning a Pulitzer.
Yes.
That's right. Okay. How
And
about on
that
your
says a
end?
lot. That says a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and start down here then. So, which award do you think that your daughter thinks, or your granddaughter thinks that you would prefer to win? And let's start with Grandma here. Which one do you think?
Nobel.
Nobel Prize. A Nobel Prize?
A Nobel Prize is right.
Oh, good job. Very good.
Right. That is very good.
Fantastic.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, now your daughter thinks that you're incredible and worthy of probably all of these awards. So, which one do you think she said that you would? An Oscar.
No. A Nobel Prize.
A Nobel Prize. Well, that was again a tough one.
Yeah.
You know?
But that was good because they deserved them all, of course.
Well, they were all good choices, Gary. They were all very good choices. So
Okay.
hard to choose.
Now, we've gone through 5 questions. How do you think we're doing so far? Do you feel good?
We're in the running.
Everybody's in the running, right? Because with this last question, question number 6 is a 2-parter. So for the first part, if you get the first part right, you get the regular 5 points. But if you get them both right, you get 15 points.
All right.
So if you
Some
missed some
extra
questions
points.
along the way, you have the opportunity to make up some of those points, okay?
And this is a good one too.
Yes.
This is a really good one.
Okay,
Do
so
we
we're
want
gonna-
to start at this end or start at your end?
Well, why don't you ask, once you read the question, if you want to ask the question, then we'll start at my end. How's that work?
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to ask the question for us.
Okay.
And we'll ask the 2 questions, 2-parters, okay?
Okay. The question is, what movie can your mom watch with you over and over?
Well, this seems like they're getting this down pretty quickly, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's usually there's
Yeah.
usually a favorite that
Yeah.
always comes up.
When something pops up right away, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're going to throw out the second part of the question as well.
You want to go ahead and do the second part?
Yes.
Okay. The second part of the question is, what was the last movie that you watched together?
Okay. They could be the same, they could not be the same, who knows, but they're the 2 questions. So if you get both parts right, it's 15 points. This could really help.
So
If
the
not-
first one was, what movie can your mom watch over and over? And what was the last movie that you watched together?
Okay. And I'm going to start down at this end. Do we have all of our answers in the back?
I think they're still working on that second part. Are you still working on that second part?
Okay. We're going to give a couple. Okay. Still thinking on that one.
Yeah, it can be the same one if you've just watched it.
Yes. And it could be at home. It could be in the movie theaters. It could be outside on one of those blow-up things at Springfield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever it is. Wherever you were together watching this movie.
Yeah,
So
it's a tough
but
one.
we're just trying to match them up. Now, do you think that you share the common interest in movies with your mother?
Some things. Yeah, some things.
Okay. How about you?
Some of them for sure.
But some of them are a little different.
Yeah. I like Chucky movies. She does not like Chucky.
Okay. Do you like horror?
I just like Chucky.
Okay. Do we have an answers?
We
okay,
do.
we're all set.
We have all of our answers.
All right, we're
all
going to
set.
start down here with our
Okay.
team number 1.
All right.
And the question is, what movie can you watch over and over again? That's the first part.
And that's what she think, right?
Right. She thinks that you would like to watch over and over again. Basically your favorite film, I guess. Hopefully.
Something about Elvis. Elvis's movie.
One of Elvis's movies. Okay. Now the second part is, what's the last movie that you two watched together?
Crazy Rich Asian.
Okay. Okay. And how'd we do back here? What did you say was the movie she could watch over and over again?
Gone with the Wind.
Was Elvis in that?
He could have been, but
Okay. And so we didn't get the first part, but we can still get 5 points. What was the second part?
Crazy Rich Asians.
And that's what
all
you said. So
right.
we get 5 points over here. Very good.
5
Good
points.
job.
Okay, so we got
Okay.
5 points down, and let's go down here
Yep.
to Robin.
Good job.
And your daughter is going to say, what movie can you watch over and over?
Okay, the movie over and over again with her, it would be A Little Princess. And then the next
And
movie,
what movie
the last
did
movie
you
we
watch
watched,
together?
the last movie pretty much we watched was The Dumpling on Netflix.
Okay. Do you want to say what answers? What movie do you watch over and over?
Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid. It's a lot like a Little Princess, but it's a Little Mermaid. So, Gary?
Well, I think they're different movies. Well,
No, they're different movies.
yeah, they're different.
They're different movies. Okay. Well, yeah, there is that. Okay. Yeah, she is a princess. Okay, and the second part of that is what movie have the two of you watched last?
I think it was the Emoji Movie. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, we kind of watched that one last, but we weren't really into it.
It got a bad emoji.
Okay, I'm sorry that didn't go too well.
Okay.
So let's move over here to Francie's grandma, and you tell us what movie can you watch over and over?
The Notebook.
The Notebook. That's a really good one. And then what's the movie that you watched last together?
Maybe The Shack.
Okay. Francie?
Well, The Notebook was right for the first one.
Good job. 5 points. Yep.
And
Yep.
then I said The Notebook for the last one. I couldn't.
Almost did that.
Okay.
Oh, I started to do that.
Yeah. One that you've watched together. Yeah. When I have a favorite one, I just love to watch them over and over. They're so good. They're so good.
Okay, but you got 5 points. Okay, we have our last group here. Okay.
Our first
And-
one was 10 points and then 5 more.
No, it's 5 and then 15.
5 and then 15 if you got them
okay.
both. If you got them
Okay,
both.
so we have our last group. That's right, you did. So the birthday girl, Janet, what's your favorite film that you can watch over and over again?
With her, right?
Right.
Mamma Mia.
Okay. And what is the last film you watched together?
And we went to the movies a couple weeks ago, and I can't remember the name of it, but maybe Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
What was it called? Did you say no? I thought you said that. No. Okay, what was the first
movie
one?
we saw together was Second Act with Jennifer Lopez in the movies. But
Oh.
the first part she had right, Mamma Mia.
Mamma
Okay.
Mia. Okay, so 5 points. You got her 5
you got
points,
5
though.
points. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and we're going to swap. And now the mothers and grandmothers are going to be in the back row. They're going to be writing down. And the daughters are going to move to the front row, and we're going to see how well they match up their questions that way. And then I'm going to give you an update on the score when we get back, too. So stay with us
Okay.
here on Relatively Speaking.
Okay.